Hi, class. So for our, again, we're going to see Brian, who is type 2 diabetic. Wife just died, so he's had a change in kind of lifestyle and diet and all these things. So we're just going to chat a little bit. We're kind of coming in the middle of the beginning of the session. Hi, Brian. I know that, so I just got finished talking with the doctor and he has a few concerns. I just want to know, like, how are you doing physically? And how do you see your health right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Um, Wife recently died. Physical health feels like it's going down just as fast, and everything's happening so fast now. I feel like it's just hard to manage and know what to do.
Yeah, that does sound really hard. And I'm so sorry that it's been a rough time, especially with the passing of your wife. I'm sure you're feeling lots of things as well. Tell me a little bit more about what you're feeling like your physical health is going down looks like.
It just feels like there's no stopping it. So why try, to prolong it? I don't know. I just have lots of thoughts, I guess, because of worries, especially with the diabetes. You hear all these stories of, bad things happening with diabetes, how much it shortens your life, people getting amputations, things like that, and just all the things you have to do to manage a diet, medication. It's just a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, your chart says you are experiencing some of that diabetic neuropathy. So, that losing some of that functionality. And so those are some really real fears for you right now. Ryan, tell me a little bit about how you are eating right now.
Um, I tried doing the diet thing. I tried making sure I followed the stuff, but mostly I think my wife was helping me manage that when she died. I didn't know how to handle it myself or what to do. So I kind of just eat whatever I can, whatever is available. I don't really know if it's the right food or not. Or
Yeah. So what kind of foods is it generally?
just easy things to make, things that I don't have to prepare. So, microwave meals, things I can just pop in the oven that are already ready to just go. I don't have to do anything with it.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. So maybe not a lot of like fresh fruits and vegetables or anything like that.
yeah.
Does that sound right? Okay. Um, Brian, do you recall ever learning about in health class, like, or any sort of class, like the food pyramid or the food triangle?
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Okay. I'm wondering if maybe it might be good for us today in a little bit to kind of, once I go grab that, we could review that with you and just see to remind you what kind of looks like a healthy diet. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in learning about?
Yeah, we could do that. It might be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then talk to me a little bit about how you're moving. Because I know again with that, diabetic stuff, we want to keep moving so that we retain function of body.
Yeah. I mean, I move around some, probably not a lot like I used to. Um, there's not a lot to do. Just I'm by myself mostly, so I just hang out, sit, and I'm sitting down a lot of the time.
Okay. What kind of stuff did you used to do?
So my wife and I, she would, help me with a lot of things and get me up and go out on walks and, or go to the store with her and things like that. And so I would move around a lot more like that. But now it's just, it's hard since she's been gone.
Yeah, she was kind of that push, that motivator. So, um, what kind of things are you doing during the day to now?
Just a lot of watching TV and hanging out at home, reading.
Okay. Yeah, and reading's so good for your brain, so that's good. Um, let's um I'm wondering if kind of at the same time as we talk about that food triangle or pyramid, can't remember what it's called now, but um talk a little bit about what kind of movements we could help you with that would just kind of keep, something I like to think about is motion is lotion. So that might help keep your body functioning if we can get you moving, and what kind of stuff, activities might be exciting to you. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Brian, I'm curious what concerns you have about kind of your physical health. What would you like to address?
I mean, I guess I would just like to feel like it's not going to go bad really fast. Like I'm still going to have functioning for a while. So with that neuropathy, that's kind of concerning to me. And I just don't know like what the time frame is for a lot of things. So just more understanding of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's definitely something we can address. And with all that other education we'll be doing, why don't we take a look at some of those tools that we have to help work through the neuropathy, and like what kind of things we can do to prevent further neuropathies. That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And scene. Okay, so we're just going to do a really quick feedback section. How do you guys think that went? How do we think like the health and wellness modality works? What could we improve on?
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a great job. I think you guys both did a great job. I think health and wellness, especially for this population, we might get a little resistance just because they're older and they've lived their life and they've become set in their ways. So I think we chose a tough population to work with. One thing I was thinking that you could have done was maybe ask him what his goals were at the very beginning versus towards the end. But, you know, like we talked about, it's just a snapshot of what a real session would look like. So you could have talked to him about that at the beginning, and now we're just hitting on it one more time before the session ended. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys both did a good job too. And maybe just like mentioning if there's any like cultural or religious things. Like we said, it is a snapshot, but like that so plays into a lot of health and wellness and eating.
And I think even with the health and wellness modality, just with everything being more educating focus, is actually more important than we realize, because a lot of people don't know, what their conditions mean, or they don't know everything. And so, or how to manage it and things like that with like their physical health. And so giving them more education, maybe can also help empower them to feel like they have this knowledge and control of, oh, this is how I take care of this condition, how I take care of myself.
Yeah,
right, especially with a new diagnosis. I think that's exactly.
Mhm.
And for people who, and that's a great point, because for people who are looking for independence when it's like starting to maybe kind of slip away, like that's really important for them to feel control. Okay, thanks guys.